This guy's gonna be passed around the county house like a fucking pocket pussy. A professional athlete, a crazy background story, and now a murder investigation. Meet Dayton Webber, a man who became famous for doing something most people thought was impossible. He became a professional athlete without arms or legs. But now his name is trending for something completely different. Because police say he shot and killed someone during an argument in his car. So first, the backstory. Webber is a 27-year-old from Maryland in the United States. When he was just 10 months old, he caught a severe bacterial infection that nearly killed him. Doctors had to amputate both his arms and his legs to save his life. Most people would assume that life gets very limited after something like this, but Webber didn't really follow the normal script. Growing up, he played sports like wrestling, baseball, and even got into a game called cornhole. Now, if you're like me and had no clue what fucking cornhole is, it was basically where you throw a beanbag at a board that has a hole in it. Sounds simple, but to the pros, apparently it's not. Especially for a guy with no fucking limbs. He eventually became the first quadruple amputee to compete professionally in the American Cornhole League, even appearing on television. He was the definition of an underdog story, someone who proved people wrong time and time again. And well, he wasn't planning on losing this up-and-coming argument. So according to the cops, everything happened on March 22nd in La Plata, Maryland. Webber was driving the car with three of the people, and yes, I mean he was driving the car. So not only can this guy compete professionally in cornhole, but he can also drive a car. Fair fucks though. One of them in the car was Bradwick Michael Wells, who was sitting in the front passenger seat, and at some point during the drive, an argument started, and according to the witnesses, it escalated very fucking fast. Cops say Webber pulled the firearm, shot Wells twice in the head during the argument. This guy has no limbs and pinged 2 headshots while driving. So as you can imagine, the 2 people sitting in the back seat were fucking shitting it. They say Webber pulled the car over and asked them to help remove the body from the vehicle. At this point they refused, and instead he got out of the car and ran away until they flagged down a cop car. After the witnesses ran off, police say Webber drove away with the body still in the car, and about 2 hours later somebody called emergency services after discovering a body in the yard of Charlotte Hall. Shortly after that, the body was confirmed to be Wells. Meanwhile, the police started tracking down Webber. His car was eventually found over 150 miles away in Virginia, and here's the strange part. They found him at a hospital. I mean, the guy wasn't exactly hiding if he went to a hospital, was he? Or is that a thing you Americans do? Because you always see that shit in the films, and you always get caught. The cops arrested him after he was discharged from treatment, and he is now facing several charges, including first degree murder, second degree murder, assault, using a firearm during a felony, and he is currently waiting to be extradited back to Maryland to face the court. So how exactly did someone without hands and feet fire a gun while driving a car? Well, cops are saying that part is still being investigated, but all their videos from Webber's social media show him loading and firing a gun using the stubs of his arms, proving that he's learned ways to handle firearms despite his disability. So clearly he's figured out ways that others won't even fucking think of. I mean, what's he doing? Using his knob to reload the thing? Or did they chop that off as well? But still, the exact details of what happened inside the car haven't fully been explained yet. For years, Webber was known as a motivational story, as a kid who survived near death, a guy who became a professional athlete against the odds, and someone who featured in sports media as proof that anything is possible. And while now he's making headlines for something completely different, a murder investigation. Lads, I'm just wondering how they got the cuffs on him. Did he have to pick him up and carry him into the car and carry him into the jails? And I have a lot of fucking questions. This guy's gonna be passed around the county house like a fucking pocket pussy. But that's his own business, lads. That's the story so far. The investigation is still ongoing, and of course everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And lads, at the end of the day, it's not like they're gonna find fingerprints on him. Well, 2026, here is by far the strangest case you're probably gonna have all year. Enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget, we're the street.
Alright, gentlemen, I want you to repeat after me, just how I do it. Ready? Rock, da 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 da. Rook turn.